Most people think a raise solves the money problem. The paycheck gets bigger, the pressure should get smaller, and the month should finally have room to breathe. But a strange thing happens. 3 months later, the raise is gone. Not stolen, not wasted in one dramatic purchase. Just absorbed. The apartment feels normal. The upgraded phone feels normal. The nicer dinners feel normal. The subscription you barely noticed becomes normal. And now the bigger paycheck is supporting a bigger baseline. That is the raise trap. It is not the idea that spending more is always bad. It is the fact that your life can quietly resize itself before you decide what the raise was supposed to do. Imagine 2 co-workers, Alex and Jordan. Both get the same raise. $600 more take-home pay each month. Alex feels relief and lets the money mix into checking. The first week is harmless. 1 better grocery run, 1 dinner out, 1 faster delivery option. The second week brings a phone upgrade because the payment is only small monthly math. By the end of the quarter, the new money has become invisible. Jordan gets the same $600, but does one thing differently. Before the first raised paycheck lands, Jordan gives the raise a job. $300 goes straight to future freedom. $200 attacks the most annoying pressure point. $100 is guilt-free spending. Same raise, same city, same prices, but a completely different result. The difference is not discipline every day. The difference is placement on day 1. Money that arrives without a destination becomes lifestyle. Money that is routed before it reaches your main checking account becomes progress. There is one more reason this trap is so easy to miss. Raises are usually discussed as gross income, but life is paid with take-home money. A $5,000 raise does not create $5,000 of monthly freedom. Taxes, benefits, retirement contributions, and payroll deductions all take their part first. That is why the first raised paycheck is the only number that matters. Do not plan around the announcement number. Plan around the actual extra dollars that arrive. And do not wait for the feeling of abundance. Most people never feel rich right after a raise because the old stress is still there for a while. The credit card is still there. The weak emergency fund is still there. The car repair you delayed is still there. If you spend the raise trying to feel different immediately, you may give up the chance to actually become different over the next year. Think of the raise as a redirect, not a reward dump. A reward dump is when every new dollar gets treated as permission. A redirect is when the first dollars repair the system that used to create pressure. Once the system is stronger, the reward part feels better because it is not secretly borrowing from your future. Here is the first number to run. Take the monthly raise and multiply it by 12. $600 a month is not $600. It is $7,200 a year. If you keep the job for 3 years, that is $21,600 of decision power. The trap works because it makes a large number feel like a small monthly bump. Now compare that number to your pressure points. If your emergency fund is $2,000 short, this raise can close the gap in 4 months. If a credit card balance is costing 25% interest, this raise can buy back hundreds of dollars that would have gone to the lender. If your car payment is the thing keeping your budget tense, this raise can build the exit ramp. But if you let the whole raise become comfort, none of those doors open. Comfort is not the enemy. Automatic comfort is the enemy. A simple rule is the 48-hour rule. When income rises, do not make any permanent lifestyle upgrade for 48 hours after you see the new paycheck. No new apartment, no new car payment, no new phone plan, no new recurring service. During those 48 hours, write down exactly what the raise is for. Use 3 buckets. Bucket 1 is future you. This is investing, emergency savings, sinking funds, or any move that increases options later. Bucket 2 is current pressure. This is high-interest debt, overdue maintenance, medical bills, or the one expense that creates the most stress. Bucket 3 is enjoyment. This is the part you can spend on purpose so the plan does not feel like punishment. The default split is 50, 30, 20. 50% of the raise goes to future you. 30% goes to current pressure. 20% goes to enjoyment. It is not magic and it is not a law. It is a starting point that prevents the entire raise from disappearing into the background. For a $600 raise, that means $300 to the future, $180 to pressure, and $120 to enjoy. If you are behind on bills, the pressure bucket can temporarily be bigger. If you already have a strong cash buffer and no toxic debt, the future bucket can be bigger. The point is that every dollar gets assigned before convenience assigns it for you. The second number is the runway number. Add up your required monthly costs. Housing, utilities, groceries, transportation, minimum debt payments, insurance, and basic phone or internet. Then ask how many days of freedom the raise can buy. If your required monthly costs are $3,000, a $600 raise saved every month buys one full month of runway in 5 months. That is what the raise really is. Not just better coffee or nicer takeout, but future breathing room. This changes how you see upgrades. A $200 monthly car upgrade is not just $200. It is 1/3 of a $600 raise. A $150 collection of small subscriptions is 1/4 of the raise. A rent jump of $400 can swallow 2/3 of the raise before you touch food, savings, or debt. That does not mean every upgrade is wrong. Sometimes higher income should improve daily life. If your commute is damaging your health, moving closer can be rational. If an old car is unsafe and unreliable, replacing it can be responsible. If better childcare lets you work without constant crisis, that is not waste. The test is whether the upgrade is chosen from the plan, not smuggled in by impulse. Before you upgrade, ask 3 questions. Will this still feel worth it in 90 days? Can I cancel it quickly if income drops? Does it leave the 50-30-20 split mostly intact? If the answer is no to all 3, the raise is probably being captured by lifestyle creep. The most dangerous upgrades are the ones that call themselves small. $10 here, $20 there, 30 spread across apps, delivery fees, insurance add-ons, storage, tips, and convenience. Small charges do not feel like a lifestyle decision, but together they build a new floor under your life. Once that floor rises, it is painful to lower it again. So make the raise visible. Open a separate savings or investing transfer for the future you bucket. Schedule the current pressure payment for payday, not the end of the month. Keep the enjoyment money in a separate place or label so spending it does not feel like failure. The real goal is not to live like you never got the raise. The goal is to let your future improve before your baseline expands. When your buffer grows, debt shrinks, and investments rise, then the raise has done its first job. After that, you can choose a sustainable upgrade without turning the entire paycheck into a new obligation. Try this for the next 90 days. Capture at least half of any raise, bonus, overtime, refund, or side income before it reaches normal spending. Use 30% to remove pressure. Enjoy the rest on purpose. After 90 days, look at the result. If your stress is lower and your balance sheet is stronger, you did not lose comfort. You bought control. A raise should not only make your month look richer. It should make your choices wider. If the money disappears, the raise was real but the progress was not. If the money is routed, even a modest raise can become the start of a different financial life.